What's going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video we're going to be discussing week 3 of the NFL season as a recap of all games except for Sunday night and Monday night football games. Now, the first game that we're going to get off to is going to be the Jaguars and the Ravens. The first game in London, and well, let's just say the fact that, well, only one team showed up for that game in London, as the Jaguars completely demolished the Ravens and what was looking to be a good defense for majority of the, so far in the first 2 games, but now just 44 points and only scored towards the end, not doing too much there. But luckily, not all the games were blowouts or anything like that, as we had 2 overtime games this week and very much went into great fashion, as the Packers went out and beat the Bengals with a great, huge drive that was started up with Aaron Rodgers with a 73-yard pass bomb down the field. And the second game of the overtimes were the Bears and the Steelers, where it was very much a huge surprise that the Bears came out and won that game. And not only won it, but they really had the lead throughout the game. Looked like they were going to let the Steelers come back, but good running game by the Bears, as Howard had a great game on the ground. Very controversial win that had happened for the Falcons to stay undefeated against the Lions, as in the final drive it was a pass that was called a touchdown with 8 seconds left in the game, but was reviewed that his knee was down, so running of the clock would have to continue and remove 10 seconds, which ended the game, as the Lions lost due to that penalty, that there was no touchdown to be confirmed there. Very much a very terrible loss in that standard, and very lucky break for the Falcons. The Chiefs stay undefeated and against the Chargers with a very good win. Very great game as far as the scoring was very well done, and their defense really stopped the Chargers from really doing anything major. Another game being the Seahawks and the Titans. Titans very much surprising though, and as we know that the Seahawks have been struggling lately, but really seemed to found their offensive flow, as Russell Wilson had a great game. Unfortunately, the defense was not able to peak at the same time that their offense was peaking in that game. And the Eagles and Giants game, very much a very interesting, really close game that was really just very great, as it went off with a 61-yard field goal for the win for the Eagles. And Odell Beckham, of course, getting some one-handed catches in there, and very just great offensive game, very close to the end, as they carried off the kicker at the end of the game. Jets won a very convincing game against the Dolphins, winning 20-6. Very much a surprise, maybe in many cases, but Jets come out with a win, with their first win of the season. Texans and Patriots, as the youngest quarterback in the NFL faces up against the oldest quarterback in the NFL. Deshaun Kaiser had a pretty good game, but of course, Tom Brady with a great 5-touchdown game with the most passing yards so far in week 3 in the performances of the games in the NFL. Vikings win the game against the Buccaneers pretty convincingly, and very much had the Buccaneers offense on control there, as they only allowed 17 points and scored 34 of their own points, as a very great win for the Vikings. Saints coming out very much offensively against the Panthers and very much torched up the defense of the Panthers, and the offense of the Panthers looked very struggling, as Cam Newton very much struggled in the passing game, and with their inability to score against even the Saints defense, which was very shocking and very much a concern I would take for the Panthers. Another game being Bills with a very much a surprising win against the Broncos, as they won by a good 10 points, very much looking like Trevor Siemian, after that great performance that he had in his last game, just could not step up to the standards in this game. And the final game being 2 teams that have not won this year, and obviously one winner had to come out and emerge, and that would be against the Colts and the Browns, as the Colts pulled out of the win against the Browns. Very close and evenly matched game at that moment, as they won their first game of the season. This week so far was very much one of probably the best weeks so far of the NFL, with very much close and competitive games. Like I said, 2 overtime games, very great, very well moving, great performances on offense by quarterbacks with their passing abilities, and some great performances in the running game by many of the players this week as well. And of course, we're getting to the point where it's been 3 games in, so we're down to right now 2 that are confirmed and 1 that is waiting, which is the Raiders, for undefeated teams, due to the fact that I will not know who will be winning the game tonight so far, as in the release of this video. And with our unwinning team so far, as only 3 teams in history since 1990 have ever made the playoffs starting the season 0-3. So it's going to be a tough journey if they are to make the playoffs. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to become part of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.